was known of VBS until it emerged in 2016 that it granted former President Jacob Zuma a home loan of around $600 million. This week, it emerged that the bank is in financial trouble.
VBS was definitely not targeted because it was managed by black management. We don't differentiate between black-owned banks, white-owned banks, but banks need to comply with the regulatory requirements. So Section 69 is clear. If a bank is unable to fulfill its duties, its obligations, its liabilities, and if the registrar is of the view that the bank will not be able to honor those obligations, the registrar then has to make a recommendation to the minister in order to protect depositors.
As a mutual bank, VBS cannot operate as commercial banks do. Mutual bank operations are less regulated and are therefore limited in what they can offer their clients. VBS's balance sheet has tripled since 2015 to around $200 million, pushing its liquidity risk profile up too.
That rapid growth in the balance sheet was funded by large deposits from municipalities, but concentrated within a few municipalities. So effectively would mean that if any of those municipalities would have withdrew their money from the bank, it would result in a cash shortage within the bank.
However, now that VBS is under curatorship, it doesn't mean a shutdown.
VBS will still remain open for business, but the curator has to take stock. The idea from the South African Reserve Bank is not to close the bank, but we'll have to take stock, and the curator needs to assess and to be given the time to assess whether the assets is still sufficient to cover the liabilities. So it's not the closure of the bank, it's not the liquidation of the bank. We want to see whether we can save the bank.
The SARB's intervention will merely ensure the health and sustainability of the bank.
We will guarantee retail deposits up to an amount of 50,000 Rand. So that's only applicable for retail deposits, but that guarantee does not extend to other depositors, like for example, if there's any corporate deposit or non-retail deposits.
It's not clear how long it will take before the Reserve Bank completes its assessment. Only once finalized will the future of the bank be known. Sumitra Nydoo, CGTN, Johannesburg.